and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the midday news on Global Television. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. The Trade Union Congress reacted to President Bola Tinubu's statement slamming organized labor for protesting within the first 9 months of his administration. The president had told labor unions to stop their protest and wait for 2027 to join the political process. Speaking during the inauguration of the Lagos Red Line project, Tinubu stated that the labor union should understand that no matter how long we cling to freedom and rights, the first strike within 9 months of an administration is unacceptable, adding that if they want to participate in the electoral process, they should wait until 2027. If not, maintain peace, further adding that they are not the only voice of Nigerians. In his response, the president of the TUC, Festus Osifo, says that members of the TUC are unionists and not politicians. Hence, they have the right to protest. The federal government, through the Ministry of Works, has announced a plan to commence the repair of damaged expansion joints of the Long Bridge along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. According to a statement signed by the Federal Controller of Works, Lagos Olukorede Keisha, the repair would commence from 7 a.m. on Monday, March 4th to March 25th, 2024. Keisha said commuters leaving and entering Lagos through the Long Bridge will be narrowed to 2 lanes on both sides of the bridge to enable the contractor handling the repair works to commence works on the other 2 lanes of the carriageways. Now, ahead of the Edo governorship poll, the Independent National Electoral Commission urged political parties to work within the timeline for the nomination of candidates. The Edo governorship is expected to hold on September 21st, 2024. The INEC National Commissioner and Chairman Information and Voter Education Committee, Sam Olumekun, made this known in a statement. Olumekun noted that as provided by the timetable and schedule of activities for the forthcoming off-cycle Edo State governorship election, the deadline for the conduct of primaries by political parties expired on February 24th, 2024. Detectives from the Zone 2 Command in charge of Lagos and Ogun State have arrested a couple and 2 with fake 9 million naira and 300 million naira CFA notes in the Lagos Island area of the metropolis. The suspects, who were identified as Adeni Quadri, who happens to be 35, Oludare Oluwayemisi 46 and Oludare Olamileko 50, and Ile Labayo Johnson 62, are said to be members of fake currency syndicates that operates in the West African sub-region. While Quadri claimed that he was paid 10,000 naira to print 1 million fake 1,000 notes, Olamileko admitted that his wife also helped in the distribution of the fake foreign currencies among bureau de change operators. On his part, Quadri said he was recruited into the syndicate by Olamileko Oludare, who, according to him, is the head of syndicate in Lagos Island. The suspects were paraded before newsmen on Friday at the headquarters of Zone 2 at Onikon. The Joint Action Committee of the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions have threatened to disrupt industrial peace in universities if the government fails to release the withheld salaries of its members. These salaries were seized during the strike in 2022 under the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari. The unions, in a joint letter signed by the president of SSANU, Mohammed Ibrahim, and General Secretary of NASU, Peter Adeyemi, questioned the rationale with which the government released 4 months of withheld salaries to members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, but failed to release the withheld salaries of non-academic staff in the period under review. The Tripartite Committee on the National Minimum Wage has called for the participation of stakeholders in proposing and implementing a new minimum wage for Nigerian workers. The chairman of National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission, ECBO NTA, in a statement said the committee would hold a public hearing on March 7th. According to the news agency of Nigeria, the retired head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Buka Aji, is heading the committee. inaugurated by Vice President Kashim Shettima. The committee's mandate is to consult all stakeholders on the issue of national minimum wage and consider the wage in the context of dynamics of the national economy. Now, at least 9 deaths have been recorded from 46 confirmed cases of Lassa fever in 7 local government areas of Benue State. State Commissioner of Health and Human Services, Dr. Yama Otese, said that 5 health workers and 4 internally displaced persons were among the numbers of confirmed Lassa fever cases in the state. Otese, worried by the development, says he was presently in Abuja to discuss the matter with the Director General of the National Center for Disease Control, NCDC. State epidemiologist Dr. Sam Ngishe, however, says that the first case of the current Lassa fever outbreak in the state was noticed in week 50 of last year. He stated that they had sustained response through the intervention of the federal government, World Bank and NCDC, adding that the bodies had spoken loudly to enhance Benue's surveillance efforts, risk communication in the community, as well as spoken to the laboratory component of the response and coordinations. Mob reportedly set ablaze a Hilux Toyota vehicle after allegedly killing 3 people around Kara Opik bus stop along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The white Toyota Hilux vehicle with number plate EPE 80J was said to have suffered brake failure, after which it lost control and rammed into bystanders at the bus stop, killing 3 people and leaving 2 others injured. The spokesperson for Ogun State Sector Commander Federal Road Safety Corps, Florence Okpe, disclosed this in a statement made available to journalists on Saturday. The injured victims were reportedly taken to Lagos Emergency Center Ojota for medical treatment. You're watching Midday News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When Midday News returns, FG slams $10 billion fine on Binance. This and more stories coming right after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. Now, if you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the Midday News. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Joe Biden has said the hopes to see a deal for a ceasefire in the Israel-Gaza war in time for the start of Ramadan, the Muslim holy month during which members of the faith fast from dawn to sunset, will begin on 10th or 11th March. It comes amid tense ceasefire negotiations and is pressure built on Biden to help curtail the conflict. A proposed deal would see a 40-day pause in all military operations from the start of Ramadan, as well as an increased flow of aid into Gaza. A source close to the talks told Reuters news agency it would also reportedly include an agreement for the release of Palestinian prisoners in exchange for Israeli hostages at a ratio of 10-1. Many of the people treated for injuries following a rush on an aid convoy in Gaza suffered gunshot wounds, the UN has said. UN observers visited Gaza's city's Al-Shifa hospital and saw some of the roughly 200 people still being treated. Hamas, which governs Gaza, has accused Israel of firing at civilians, but Israel says most died in a stampede after its troops fired warning shots. The incident unfolded after hundreds of people descended on an aid convoy as it moved along a coastal road. Accompanied by the Israeli military, the World Food Programme has warned that a famine is imminent in northern Gaza, which has received very little aid in recent weeks, and where an estimated 300,000 people are living with little food or clean water. The headquarters of the main opposition party in Chad is being demolished 2 days after its leader, Yaya Dillo, was killed. A large excavator was seen demolishing the 3-story building, and heavily armed soldiers cordoned off the area with armored vehicles. Earlier, the Socialist Party Without Borders, PSF, said Dillo was executed by soldiers who shot him at point-blank range. The military junta said he was killed during an exchange of gunfire after staging an attack on the country's security agency. He denied any links to the alleged attack. There remains a large military presence on the streets of the capital, in N'Djamena. The shooting came amid tensions ahead of elections announced for May. Now, a quick look at business. The federal government has slammed a $10 billion fine on the widely used cryptocurrency trading platform Binance. Bayo Onanuga, the special advisor on information and strategy to President Bola Tinubu, confirmed this. According to Onanuga, the substantial fine is imposed due to Binance's illicit activities, significantly contributing to the devaluation of Nigeria's currency, the naira, in recent times. He highlighted that the platform sets an unauthorized exchange rate for the country, a prerogative exclusively held by the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. Onanuga emphasized that actions of Binance, including harboring individuals responsible for manipulating exchange rates, have a swift and adverse impact on Nigeria's economy during its efforts to stabilize. While acknowledging Binance's cooperation with the government by providing information, Onanuga expressed concerns about the platform's potential to destabilize the Nigerian economy if left unchecked. Moving on, the federal government is set to engage no fewer than 2,800 peasant farmers through its Odoakbe Dam project in Kogi State. About 3,000 metric tons of grains and vegetables would be produced through the scheme. Minister of Water, Sanitation and Water Resources Joseph Usev said this at a conference in Odoakbe, Kababunu local government area of Kogi State, adding that government plans to develop aquaculture through the project. He further added that the dam has the capacity to produce about 500 tons of fishes annually. The Energy Commission of Nigeria has said the country needs about $4 billion in investments to completely depend on renewable energy and go green by 2050. This was as it unveiled plans to work with investors to deploy wind and solar power plants to assist with energy generation and the country's move towards greener energy generation. The Commission's Director General, Chief Executive Officer Mustafa Abdullahi, made this known at a press briefing in Nigeria in Abuja. He says Nigeria has already pledged to move from using fossil fuels to greener energy sources in line with global standards, adding that the Commission was working with investors in the sector to install renewable energy plants starting from the Federal Capital Territory. Shell Nigeria PLC says it will assist the Nigerian government in providing electricity for millions of people using renewables, adding that it will deploy renewables as off-grid energy sources to Nigerians, especially in areas not connected to the national grid. The Managing Director, Shell Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria Limited, and Country Chair, Shell Companies in Nigeria, Osage Okumbo, made this disclosure while speaking at a ministerial panel session on navigating the new energy world order, security, transition and finance at the 7th Nigerian International Energy Summit in Abuja. The Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC, has disclosed that Savannah Bank, one of the Nigerian's oldest banks, has not been liquidated. It, however, said that its license was withdrawn. It has been relicensed and has the mandate to operate fully. The Managing Director, Chief Executive of NDIC, Bello Hassan, while speaking at the Corporation's Day at the ongoing 45th Kaduna International Trade Fair, says when the bank's license was withdrawn, it took both Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and NDIC to court, and its license was returned. Bello, who was represented by Hajiya Hawa Gambo Jimeta, said the bank can operate as it desires. He, however, disclosed that NDIC has introduced Single Customer View (SCV) framework to expedite payment to depositors of closed banks, adding that the corporation has also made use of speedy prosecution in conjunction with the judiciary and utilized alternative dispute resolution ADR mechanisms and out-of-court settlement to revitalize its liquidation activities. On entertainment scene, the Theatre Arts and Motion Pictures Practitioners Association of Nigeria (TAMPAN) has confirmed the death of popular comic Yoruba actor Sisi Quadri. TAMPAN National President Bolaji Amusan, popularly known as Latin, made the confirmation via his Instagram post. Sisi Quadri passed on at 44. His death was revealed by some of his colleagues in the Yoruba movie industry. Sisi Quadri was renowned for his exceptional comedic talent and his ability to deliver cutting insults with finesse. And that's it on the midday news, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us on our social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.